can be done to stop bullying?
Well, Jillian, you spoke to school leaders in Collier County about something they're doing new this year. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, bullying is not just happening in hallways, but also lunchrooms, classrooms, playgrounds, and on buses. And those are all places kids are supposed to feel safe. So Collier County School District adopted a new way, a brand new way to combat bullying. It's a program called We Dine Together, so no student has to eat at lunch alone. It's student-led, and it actually started at a high school in Boca Raton. Now it's in many school districts across the globe, including Collier County. The district also put in buddy benches at its schools where elementary kids can find designated peers to play and sit with.
We're excited about our little buddy benches, so if a kid needs a little buddy, the middle school and high school, they have the We Dine Together. If somebody doesn't have that friend at lunch, we'll go out and find them and make sure that every child feels that love.
The school district also has information on their website. It shows what bullying is and what to do if you're bullied. Now, students can anonymously text to report bullying, and that number is 274-637, or you can just text to crimes, sending the keyword with letters DNTH and the number 8, which stands for Don't Hate. Reporting live in Cape Coral, I'm Jillian Hartman, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Jillian. And if your child threatens to hurt themselves or becomes suicidal, there is help.
The phone number to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is on your screen and on our website. You can find it right there right now, fox4now.com.
Time is 6:10, and this morning at least one victim of the Jacksonville shooting is taking legal action against event organizers. A survivor of Sunday's tragedy hired the law firm Morgan & Morgan to represent them. Well, during a press conference yesterday, their attorney said organizers were negligent on security measures.
Proper security measures can be a significant cost for business owners and event organizers, but the safety of Americans should always come before any cost considerations for businesses and event organizers. It always must be people over profits, always.
Say 24-year-old David Katz opened fire during a Madden NFL 19 video game tournament at the Jacksonville Landing Complex on Sunday. 2 people were killed, 10 others were injured. Police say the shooter targeted fellow competitors at the tournament before shooting and killing himself.
Right now, a new solution is in the works to get rid of the algae in Cape Coral canals.
We'll show you how it works and why some say this is by far the best way to kill the algae. Time right now is 6:11. You're watching Fox 4 Morning News. Time right now is 6:15. We're following some breaking news in the Orlando area. There's a live picture right now at a construction site where 2 construction workers were killed overnight after falling about 7 stories from a scaffolding while working at a hotel. That's according to fire rescue there. A live look again in Orange County near Bonnet Creek near Disney World. We will continue to follow this breaking news story throughout the morning. Stick with us here.
All right, I want to make sure you know about this. Tonight you have a chance to meet with some of our area's red tide experts. Collier County leaders are hosting an information meeting at the exhibit hall of the North Collier Regional Park. That's in Naples. You'll get to hear from scientists at the Mote Marine Laboratory, and they've been studying this problem along with the FWC. Some county commissioners may also be there at the meeting, along with a question and answer session. That meeting will be from 6 to 8 tonight.
This morning, we're getting a unique view of what the toxic algae is doing to our water. Kurt Bowen sent us this video. He says he went into Sarasota Bay with Mote Marine this week. He says this area is usually filled with sea life, but on this day, there wasn't much marine life at all. All right, next week, we'll know if a local company's algae killing solution works in the field. Yesterday morning, Ecological Laboratories, a Cape Coral biotech firm, tested their algae killer in the Cabot Canal. That's near Veterans Parkway. The company says their process uses the natural bacteria instead of a chemical compound to kill the algae's food source.
The algae literally requires a nutrient source, primarily nitrate and phosphate. Our product has the capability of taking the nutritional requirements that the algae needs and cycling it out of the water back to the atmosphere as nitrogen gas.
As part of the trial, the company is required to test and document how the quality of the water is affected. If it works, it could be used throughout the Cape.
Yeah, we need all the help we can get, right? Another trial method has been approved to remove the algae. The city of Cape Coral got approval from the FDEP for a pilot program, which will include placing a 240-foot wide bubble curtain at the mouth of the Mandolin Canal. Now, that's near the base of the Cape Coral Bridge. The technology has been used with some success in the Florida Keys. Boats and wildlife will be able to safely go through while that bubble curtain is in place. However, the results are not so good for this method. This is another one of the ways to kill the toxic algae. Aquaflex developed a type of foam which soaks up nutrients out of the water. FWC officials say the initial results show the foam was not successful, but they say they are going to do some more testing. The system had been successfully used to clean up oil spills, but this was the first time it had been used for algae.
All right, heads up if you are living in Collier County. The Collier Mosquito Control District says their surveillance program found high numbers of mosquitoes in eastern Naples. This includes Fiddlers, Henderson, and Eagle Creeks. The district has sprayed those areas, but you still need to be aware.
Yep, one of the big things that draws those mosquitoes, of course, is the water, and we've been getting a decent amount of rain lately, Danny.
Yeah, pockets of really heavy rain developed yesterday as those thunderstorms drifted through. And of course, with the easterly wind setup, the same pattern continues. And when winds are out of the east like this, it does focus most of that storm activity in the afternoon and evening onto our side of the coast. So it keeps conditions dry in the morning, but it keeps those afternoon and evening hours pretty stormy, with those storms tracking from east to west across the peninsula. And that's what we have in store for today as well. A couple clouds lingering this morning, not going to be quite as clear as what we've seen in days past, but those clouds are not producing rain, so there aren't any real weather worries as you head out the door for your Wednesday morning commute. We'll take a closer look here in Immokalee and give you a check at Eden Park Elementary. 75 degrees, light winds, a mix of a few clouds and clear sky. Really not a bad start to the morning, so you shouldn't see any real problems as you head out the door. If you're dropping your kids off at Eden Park or commuting in the Immokalee area this morning, you should be all good as you head out the door. And in general, this same pattern continues. That area of high pressure holding steady, our Bermuda high setting around the easterly winds. And this is what we can count on as we head into the end of your work week as well. So that will keep mornings dry and quiet and keep those storm chances pretty high in the afternoon and evening. Today, right around 50%. Now in the tropics, a couple things that we're keeping an eye on. There's a tropical wave that's expected to push off the coast of Africa tomorrow or Wednesday. And that wave has a low chance of development, bumping up slightly from yesterday, now a 30% chance. Again, that's still low, but it's something we're watching as we head into the weekend and start of next week. Still a few things in the tropical Atlantic that maybe would work against potential for development. Some cooler water temperatures, a bit of that dry air still hanging around, but there's a chance, so we'll keep an eye on that. Closer to home in the Gulf and in the Caribbean, things are quiet now, but we're going to keep a close eye on the Caribbean heading into your weekend and start of next week. The European model is hinting at the potential for a disturbance, tropical disturbance, to bring some tropical moisture across the peninsula, and there may be potential for development into a depression as it heads into the Gulf. I don't want to stress you out. At this point, it just looks like a rainmaker for Florida Monday or Tuesday, but it is something we're watching. Right now, the National Hurricane Center not recognizing this, but in those long-term models looking out 6-7 days in the Euro, it does continue to bring in maybe the potential for a bit of a rainmaker. So that's something we're watching as we head toward the weekend and start of next week. All you need to know about for today is to grab that umbrella as you head out the door. This morning is quiet, but this afternoon, after about noon, so maybe working in a little earlier, we'll start to see those scattered storms drift through. Again, east to west, pockets of heavy rain, the gusty winds, the frequent lightning, all possible. It looks like the storm activity, as I mentioned, could ramp up a little earlier around 11 o'clock noon, and then it'll settle down around 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight. So that window from about noon to 8, I would keep the umbrellas handy. Overnight, the skies will clear out and our conditions will quiet down. Temperatures this morning, starting seasonally, it's warm, it's muggy. 76 seems to be a common temperature as you head out the door. Not really anything out of the ordinary, a pretty status quo start to your Wednesday morning. Again, mix of sun and clouds, not quite as much sunshine this morning, but I do still expect moments of sun through the morning and early afternoon. Then those scattered storms on and off through this evening with chances around 50%, so not a complete wash, but high enough you want the umbrella. And then then those, of course, hot and humid conditions. Highs land right around the seasonal average today. 91 for Alva, Chokoloskee, and Placida. 90 is the forecast high in Estero. And if you're heading out on the boat, your Ingman Marine boating forecast looking pretty good. Winds right around 10 knots. Offshore seas 2 feet. A light chop on the inland water. And watch out for a few of those spotty thunderstorms again in the Gulf for this afternoon and evening. Right now, we're staying consistent through the weekend. Sunny mornings, stormy afternoons and evenings. Highs land in the low 90s. We'll keep our eye on the potential for increasing storm chances around next Monday, Tuesday. We should know more by this weekend. Lauren?
Danny, thank you. Right now, no traffic worries at the moment. We are seeing some volume build up, though. We're nowhere near the peak of our morning rush hour, but you can see right here, State Road 82, as you approach Daniels Parkway, starting to see some volume build up here. Of course, we always see some slowdowns in that area around this time of the morning. Also want you to watch out for this construction right here at State Road 80 eastbound. It's down to 1 lane right after Ortiz Avenue. This has been causing a slowdown for the past couple days, too, so keep that in mind. That's your morning traffic. Chris, Jane.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. Some really scary moments here. A woman driving the wrong way down a busy highway. What a man did to stop her, putting his own life on the line. Time right now is 6:23. You're watching Fox 4 Morning News. A group of truckers helped police as they tried to talk down a suicidal man. Yeah, it was very scary. At least 7 truck drivers lined their 18-wheelers under this overpass on the Florida Turnpike as a man hung over the side of a fence. After more than an hour, the Florida Highway Patrol says the man came off the bridge on his own. According to FHP, the turnpike was closed in both directions near Kirkman Road in Orlando. Orlando police later tweeted a statement thanking the truckers for their assistance. Another scary story here. Look at this video. A 94-year-old woman was caught driving the wrong way down a Texas highway. Thomas Prado was driving in the opposite direction of the road when he saw the woman and he knew he had to go into action. In the video, we see him try and get the woman's attention. That just happened, but it never worked. So he also started driving the wrong way to try and let the woman know what she was doing. There they talk right there. Prado is a professional driver and he knew the woman was putting herself and others in danger. He was eventually able to stop the elderly woman and make her get to safety. Ah, good thing. Well, Myrtle Beach has a new rule that will forbid you from cursing. How the city leaders plan to enforce the new rule. Very interesting idea there. It is 6:27. You're watching Fox 4 Morning News.
You're watching Fox 4 Morning News with Jane Monreal, Chris Shaw, and Storm Shield Weather with Danny Beckstrom. Fox 4 Morning News.
Time right now is 6:29. Looking at downtown Fort Myers right now. Things are getting a little bit busy. Nothing to complain about. It is dark out there as we wait for the sunrise now to come up later and later each morning. But you'll certainly feel that mugginess stepping out the door. I thought you said there's nothing to complain about. Oh, true. You were just used to it now. Yeah. It's just Wednesday. I would still complain about it.
Yeah, it's quite muggy this morning, but all things considered, there aren't any problems that are going to delay the morning commute, at least in terms of the forecast. So that's what we're not complaining about this morning. But it is still a sticky start to your warm Wednesday morning. I'm also watching some cloud cover. Stick around. Usually we see those clouds clear overnight, but I do expect as the sun starts peeking up in the next 30 minutes or so that we do see a touch more cloud cover this morning. But the good news is that cloud cover is not producing any rain. We're seeing dry conditions as you head out the door. So again, no weather worries for your morning commute, but you will want the AC on. Temperatures are warm and conditions are muggy. You see 76 is a pretty common theme across southwest Florida to start the day. Highs will climb into the low 90s under a mix of sun and clouds, and then those scattered storms return. Highs today, again, right near the seasonal average, and storm chances pretty average as well. 50% is what we're looking at heading into the second half of the day. I'll break down the timing and location of those storms in a few minutes, but of course I need to send it over to Lauren with an update on traffic.
Danny, thanks. Right now things Looking pretty good. Nothing major to report. Seeing some usual volume building up along State Road 82, Lee Boulevard, including Colonial Boulevard. Also, Corkscrew Road, Alico Road, not looking too bad right now. You could see no backups in those areas to report. Also, if you're in Fort Myers and you need to fill up, I found some of the lowest gas prices on Gas Buddy for you. So Speedway is $2.58 at Colonial Boulevard near Metro Parkway. Same price at the 7-Eleven on Cleveland Avenue and Palm Drive. Also, Marathon $2.59 at MLK Boulevard and Mission Lane. Back to you guys.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. We want to take you live right now to Orlando for some breaking news. Really a nightmare situation here. 2 construction workers were killed early this morning when they fell about 7 stories from scaffolding while they were working at a hotel that is near Disney. A 3rd worker, get this, that worker managed to hang on and climb to safety. Fire Rescue says there were about 18 workers total at the scene when they got the call at about 4:15 this morning. Now, the workers were actually working at the top of the hotel, so it's above the 6th floor there, and that's where the concrete was being poured. The support structure gave way, and that's when those 2 workers fell down to their deaths. Again, you're looking live at the scene right now. That 3rd worker who was able to hang on and climb to safety, that worker did have some minor injuries. We are working to get you some more information. We'll keep you updated on this still breaking story.
It is 6:32, and the race for governor in our state will largely be decided by how Floridians view President Donald Trump.
Yeah, you have 2 clear choices here. U.S. Representative Ron DeSantis is one of them. He beat out Ag Commissioner Adam Putnam. Now, DeSantis has a big backer in President Trump, and the president through his entire endorsement and support behind the U.S. representative.
The president's pick will face off against Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, who could become the state's first black governor, upset a field that included former U.S. Representative Gwen Graham, who was hoping to win the office once held by her father, Bob Graham.
A lot of national attention will be on that race and this one as well. Governor Rick Scott and U.S. Senator Bill Nelson are heading into what will likely be an expensive clash that could determine whether Republicans keep control of the U.S. Senate. A lot at stake with this race. The 2-term governor defeated California businessman Rocky De La Fuente. Senator Nelson was not on the ballot because no other Democrat challenged the 3-term incumbent in the state primary. The governor is leaving office because of term limits. Governor Scott's campaign has already spent millions on television ads bashing Nelson. Recent polls have shown Scott with a slight lead in that race.
And now on to the Florida Attorney General race. The Democratic winner is Sean Shaw with 74% of the vote. He beat out Brian Torrens. On the Republican side, Ashley Moody is the winner with 57% of the votes. She beat out Frank White. Shaw and Moody will now face each other in the November election. The current Attorney General, Pam Bondi, is leaving due to term limits. And it's been a heated race so far for the state attorney for the 20th Circuit. But Mayor Fox outdid her opponent, Chris Crowley. Fox has been a chief assistant state attorney since 2014. State Attorney Stephen Russell is giving up his seat after 14 years on the job.
Well, voters made their choice clear in Florida's 17th congressional district race. Let's go to the results right now. Democrat April Freeman beat out opponent Bill Pollard with a whopping 77% of the vote. Freeman will face off against Republican Greg Steube. In November, he won big over Bill Akins. In the race for U.S. House District 19, Todd Truax conceded early to his opponent, David Holden. Holden will face off against Republican Francis Rooney in November. Rooney ran unopposed.
Arizona also held their state primary last night. It looks like Arizona will be electing their first female senator this November. The question is, which woman? Republicans nominated Martha McSally. President Trump didn't endorse anyone in this race, but he complimented McSally recently, calling her terrific. McSally will next face off against Democratic Representative Kyrsten Sinema. At 6:35, new this morning, we are in your corner asking school leaders what they're doing to combat bullying after bullying is being blamed for a 9-year-old taking his own life in Colorado.
Such an important issue here. Let's turn to Jillian now. Jillian, what did you find out about what the schools are doing?
Well, Chris and Jane, in Charlotte County Schools, they have what's called a bully button right on their website, and you can report whether you or another student is being bullied. Now take a look at your screen. It's right here on our website, or it's right here on your screen. It's a closer look of the website. The school spokesperson, Mike Riley, says the bully button has been used over 20 times so far this year, and kids can use it anonymously. It's been very effective since they installed it years ago. However, Riley says there's not much that can be done if they are not aware of the problem. He urges students to speak up and turn to school leaders and their parents for help. Now, Charlotte County also has bullying boxes at its schools where notes can be placed to report an incident. Those boxes are also at Lee County school districts. And starting this year, every employee is also required to have anti-bullying training in Lee County. And also, every student takes home a student code of conduct at the beginning of the school year. And right here in my hand, I have a copy of it. And in several pages, it talks about bullying, reporting it, recognizing it, and how it will not be tolerated in schools. Reporting live in Cape Coral, I'm Jillian Hartman, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Jillian. And a voucher program is in effect in Florida that allows bullied students to go to a private school. This program is a first in the nation. The student will attend private school with money from the Hope Scholarship Program. It's funded by car buyers who voluntarily redirect $105 from their registration fee to the program.
Well, the Lee County Sheriff's Office needs your help solving a mystery. Investigators are hoping someone might recognize this man in this sketch. Take a look at your screen. The remains were found last month. He's between 25 and 45 years old. He was last seen in Lehigh Acres in June 2015. Investigators are asking anyone who might know who this is to please give them a call.
And there's a new twist in that murder case in Colorado. CNN is reporting a man has come forward claiming to be the lover of Chris Watts. Watts is accused of killing his wife and 2 young girls. And we want to stress that we have not been able to verify who this person is or his relationship to Chris Watts. The interview happened on the headline news program Crime and Justice. The man claimed he was in a 10-month relationship with Watts.
I don't know if any of it's the truth, but he told me that he was the victim of emotional and verbal abuse, and he was trapped in a loveless marriage, and he didn't know any way out because of the kids, because of the girls.
CNN says they stand by their reporting. Watts has been charged with 9 felony counts, including murder. A funeral for Shannon, Bella, and Celeste will be held Saturday in North Carolina.
Well, right now, Sanibel police officers are focusing on spotting impaired driving. Their work is going on right now and will continue through Labor Day. It's part of their Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. Sanibel police will help drivers and remove those impaired from the road. If you do plan on drinking over the Labor Day holiday, please, they say, designate a sober driver or use a ride service. You can also use AAA's free Tow-to-Go service. It starts on Friday and at 6 and goes until Tuesday, September 4th. If you see an impaired driver on the road, call 911. That could help save a life.
No shoes, no shirt, no cursing. That's the new policy for one popular beach in South Carolina.
Now listen to this. Swearing at Myrtle Beach could get you a ticket or maybe even jail time. Lauren, how is this right?
I don't know if it's right. That part's not up to me, but they are enforcing it. According to Myrtle Beach Online, the city issued 289 profane language citations just last year, so in 2017. All of those citations together actually totaled at around $22,000. The rule is found under Myrtle Beach's disorderly conduct offense ordinance. It says the rule includes lewd, obscene, or profane language in public. A violation of the rule is a misdemeanor. The penalty is up to a $500 fine or 30 days in jail. And of course, the judge always has the final say in what the punishment is. But I wanted to get our viewers' take on this. Do you think our beaches need a rule like this? We have a poll up right now on our Facebook page. I can't use any of the comments because you guys keep cursing in the comments.
Appropriate, yeah.
Yeah, many of them are, but the comments are pretty hilarious. So go vote and also go check out some of the comments.
I'm sure there is a lot of cursing with the red tide situation happening right now on our beaches. But.
Now we know why Danny never goes to Myrtle Beach.
That's why. That's the only reason why. I actually don't have much of a potty mouth.
like in public
I guess that's
situations.
true.
That's true.
So I am actually totally down with this law. Like an extra 22 grand for the city, sure.
Well, yeah,
They're not charging me.
My eyes widened. I was like, wow, they're making $22,000 for
Pretty
people.
good.
I have a potty mouth. I don't know.
You Petrellis.
I might get busted.
Yeah, I mean, you can't police what people say, can
How do
you?
they enforce
Isn't
that?
that against
though?
the amendment that's about free speech that I don't know which number that is? First? Second?
How about the weather, Danny?
Fourth?
Concentrate on that.
Here's a look at the beach forecast. No swearing if you're headed that direction. Temperature near 90 degrees with a bit of a breeze today, but we do have storm chances in the forecast, not just at the beach, but all across Southwest Florida. I'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes, right after the break.
All right, time right now is 6:45, and we are following some breaking news. A live picture right now out of Orlando where 2 construction workers were killed overnight. They fell about 7 stories after falling from a scaffolding working near a hotel at Disney. This all happened around 4:15 this morning. So we will continue to follow that breaking news story. Apologize for the picture keeps on breaking up there. But they're following the aerial shot there over that new building right around Disney World.
Yeah, just sounds like a horrible situation.
Yeah,
One of the workers was able to hang on, actually climb to safety. The other 2 fell to their death. But we'll update you on the situation there. We'll try to get you another live picture in just a few minutes.
All right. At 6:45, we do have a way you can work on a new project for your home without having the messy cleanup.
A new DIY wood workshop recently opened in Cape Coral, and it offers a fun twist on making new decor for the house. So, Catherine, tell us, how does this work?
Yeah, good morning, Chris and Jane. As you can see, I've got my apron on. I'm ready to get down and dirty this morning, but this business is brand new to this area as of the beginning of August. And if you're looking to make your next homemade project, whether that's fall related or just something fun to do with the family, you can come on out, join Miss Crystal over here, make your own sign. They're actually going to walk us through how to make a Fox 4 in your corner sign. Now, I know you have to paint it. There's a lot of steps. There's a big process to this whole thing. So we're going to take